Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Early, rainy morning, doing laundry. But I wanted to share something that I've noticed for quite some time. And that's how these Salafi guys, they're usually young, unmarried, childless men with no capital, don't own a house, usually still living with their parents. And they seem to have this trend I notice where everything they don't like is a waste of time. And they claim to always say, like, focus on Tawheed and stuff like that. But if you look at their behavior, it's not anything really noteworthy, and it's actually very arrogant and boastful. And what I mean by that is when, for example, I was a state and national honor student, I never went to like people who were not on my level and were like, you don't do this and you don't study as many hours as me, and what you like in archaeology or chemistry or nursing is a waste of time and only what I like to focus on is best. That wouldn't really motivate a student who has like a C average or is about to quit, right? If there's somebody who's about to quit, I'm not going to suddenly put them down or say what they're doing has no benefit, they're lost, they're distracted. You wouldn't do that. When you meet people who actually study, who have nuanced, they're really good at critical thinking, they interact with different kinds of minds every day, they gain some social skills. These young Salafi guys, they don't really have that. They seem to like to name drop a lot, and you don't even know if they're telling the truth. They probably watched 2-3 minutes of a YouTube video that had like really nice editing, guy was shouting or something, and now all of a sudden they feel like a crusader and they have to go on other people's channels or posts or tweets or whatever and just be like, I'm the special boy, I know more, I'm the special boy, I'm so smart, look at me, I'm so smart, you're so dumb, why don't you focus on what I do, you're a waste of time, no one should listen to you. Like, there's just something I noticed about that particular group of young men. And you don't see this from any other really religious group or particular sect of Islam. Like, I don't have any other groups coming on my page or just constantly being so anti-intellectual. There's a lot of anti-intellectuals in the Salafi movement where they literally think the only benefit to learn in the world is just about Tawheed and Islam. And you can say, oh, that just shows how pious they are. But there is beauty and wonder in this world. There's funny things to look at. There's just interesting and puzzling things as well. And we were given a brain to explore. I think there's definitely a balance, but the people who hate intellectualism the most seem to be the Salafi guys. And this makes their social skills very jaded, abrasive, combative, annoying, because they don't really know how to interact with different kinds of people. And me, I'll talk to missionaries. I have constant conversations with all kinds of people from different religions. And due to that, you learn to have patience and you learn to actually have a really slowed down way of interacting with people. Because if you just go about nagging, bitching, complaining, trying to always be the special boy, you're not really going to convince too many people. And like, there's a lot of takfiris in the Salafi movement. I guess in the UK that particular sect is very popular. I've never met another Salafi in the United States, but they all, at the same time, they don't walk around and say they are. But online, the UK Salafis seem to be the most jaded and rigid, and everything is shirk, everything is disbelief, everything is, just everything is everything they don't like. And I think very few people are gonna like that approach. It just comes across as young, angsty, full of energy, motivated men who they gotta trash others in the most lazy and sloppily way in order to feel like they're smart and special and notice me energy. And that is something I've seen very common on my channel for about 3 years now. You'll always see these young Salafi guys who are kind of leaning into the manosphere, red pill energy, who probably don't even own as many books that I do. They don't talk to as many religious people as I do. They don't read as much as I do. And I'm not bragging, but it's just astounding how when you really work hard at something and you're very nuanced, you're discovering other fields of knowledge that you'll have just some rambunctious, angsty, shithead young male just come in and be like, everything you do is worthwhile. And they just are this china in the bull pen. Like they're like a plate of china in the bullpen. Just, you don't belong here, you're in the wrong saloon. Another way of phrasing that also is a bull in a china shop. Like, what are you doing here? You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to have manners. And then they get mad when you're aggressive with them when they came in and were really aggressive. It's another thing about the Salafi guys is they love to be like really assholes to women. And then when women are tart back, oh, you're a feminist, you don't have good akhlaq, you don't have good manners. But it's like, look how you came in. Or they infantilize you. Like you're a half-retarded monkey. And they're just like assuming you only have half a brain. So the Salafi guys are some of the most unpleasant. And it's usually younger men under the age of 25. And it's just quite bizarre. Because I wonder to myself, do they talk like that in person? Are they that annoying in person? God forbid that I would ever have to be, if I was a professor and like they're in my class. Oh my God. They'd probably spend more time arguing and distracting the lecture rather than actually taking notes and passing exams. And so I've always just kept thinking about, what about my channel attracts these weirdos? Like they'll sit there and just whine and bitch and moan about what kind of content I do, or why I don't talk about everything they want me to talk about. And then you look at the analytics, because I'm heavily shadow banned, but that's fine. But if you look at the analytics, the videos where I do Tawheed, they get less than 500 views, and the watch time is 3 minutes. So I'm the one actually reading the content, studying it, and then you click on a profile of one of these morons, Salafi guys, and it's nothing educational to the topic. It's usually just bitching and whining. And you have to wonder how much of the video did they even watch. It's strange, and they always will drop the name of some sheikh they like or something, because they gotta let you know that they're part of the special boy group. It's like they hide behind their scholars and like, oh, because I watch him on YouTube, I'm just as smart as he is, and I'm one of his best followers. It's like, yeah, but are you doing the work? I can watch LeBron James. That doesn't mean I can play basketball as good as him. Being a fan of someone doesn't equate you to having the same intelligence as them. It is so strange because it just shows you how these young Salafi guys have no respect, and they really have a hard time respecting women. Some of them, because I have like children, very young baby, and I was still trying to read and study even though I was so tired. You'll never hear something really positive come out of their mouth. They just hold back, and insult you with this passive-aggressive insult that's masked as religious advice. They're very snarky. They're very good at that. They always have to insult you, but they mask it as they're just advising you, or they're just trying to show how special and religious you are. I mean, that they are. And what they're trying to do is subvert and get more people to go away from the channel. They want to be the contrarian, the reply guy. And it's fascinating, really, because they're so unpleasant. I mean, Salafis have a really bad reputation at Speaker's Corner. The young men. And I even heard Sheikh Hassim al-Hakim say you're not supposed to even identify yourself as that. You're just supposed to say you're a Muslim or whatever. And then you have people fighting over terms, and neo-Salafis and Salafis and pseudo-Salafis. It's like, what the hell is going on here? And I'm not well versed enough to know that Ihwanis and Medhelis, all these different names they got for everything. I just know that I'm studying and doing my best for 3 years now, pushing out content consistently and reading offline while raising a family, cooking a lot, and doing what I can in my world. And then you just get a shithead who has no family and no real responsibilities, probably outside of, crusading online, trying to just minimize everything that I do. I think the Salafi community really gotta fix itself, man. I don't even know what group I'm a part of. I just know I'm a Muslim, that's all. But damn. If there was a way to get myself out of that algorithm, I would so do it. It's so unpleasant. It's so unpleasant. Let me know what you think. I'd be very curious to hear what you have to say, because I just, wow. It's so tiring. Because they never really have any wisdom. It's just young male angst, bitching and complaining. And also, no woman will ever be good enough for them unless she capitulates everything to their flimsical desires. It's really quite strange. There's no pleasing the group of people. And you can see that my channel's diverse. But yet they'll still come and bitch and complain about I'm not making stuff they want, when I don't give a rat's ass what kind of content they want. When you're shadow banned and you're not really getting the views you deserve, and you're getting trolled and crusaded against by ex-Muslims and liberals and feminists and red pillars, you begin to just do what you love, because that's what's most important. I'm not monetized. I don't have a join button. I don't have a thanks button. Props to those who do. Do your thing. But I create what I like. And I want my channel to be there for my children and my grandchildren, because that's the future. Is your family is going to be able to see what kind of stuff you made and put out into the world. And social media users come and go. It's a revolving door. People who sell out to their audience are puppets and are major grifters and are always chasing the algorithm, trying to stay relevant, whereas I'm doing what I love. So it's weird how the Salafi people, some of them, it's almost like they want you to be a scammer grifter. It's not hard to figure out how to get popular in the Muslim Dawah scene. Just do reactionary videos, fake cry, get emotional, do the clickbait thumbnails and the clickbait titles, and reuse content of more popular YouTubers, and say you saw something magical in a piece of toast, or just something ridiculous. It's not hard to hack the mind. I mean, even if you wanted to grift the male Muslims, you just repeat all the things they hate about women, and just do that over and over and over again with no nuance, and they'll worship you. Sorry, I shouldn't say worship. I should say idolize. And if you want to get popular with the liberal feminist Muslims, say you don't have to cook, say you're a boss babe. I could go in deeper. you're super into fashion, makeup, and vanity, it's not hard to figure out how to grift and scam. What's harder is to stay authentic and original and do what you love despite not getting views and being shadow banned because of bot campaigns and mass flaggings and stuff like that, right? And so I just do what I like, as I've been doing. My channel's never just going to be about Islam, and I think these people on purpose want to be the most annoying because they actually want to chase people away from Islam. I remember when I watched this clip of Sneeko when he said, "Get off my dick." He said that, "Stop dick riding me." He told that to the people who wanted him to go study in the masjid. He felt like he was being suffocated, and I think it was rude what he said, but Muslims have to examine how they're so overly eager and they just spam and whine and are just so pushy that they really are off-putting, and it freaks a lot of people out. Like, they swarm you as a reaver with love, and that's like a special strategy. They swarm you with love, they make you feel special, and I didn't realize this till I got older now, and I'm realizing what that was. And then comes the attacks. Then comes the, "You're not good enough, we're kicking you out, everyone unfollow her, she's a fake Muslim." Then the attacks come when you don't behave exactly how this online mob cloud wants. And then here comes the, "We'll cut you out of context, and we'll do this, and we'll do that," and it's crazy. So I understand a little bit where Sneeko was coming from, and so when I constantly see for 3 years, every once in a while, like once a week, every 4 days, some little Salafi guy is whining and complaining how he's the special boy, he studies the most, he's the highest, he's this and that, and it's just like, dude, why don't you focus on earning money and getting a house and having some capital to actually have a family, instead of telling me, someone who's established themselves, who's doing a lot of good work, why are you finding things to complain about? And just because you don't like something that I post doesn't mean it doesn't have any benefit. That's another thing, is like these Salafi guys, they may like some things you do and some things you don't do, but if you do one thing they don't like, suddenly now all your work is futile. And they feel, even though they don't have an audience and they're not trying to actually do public stuff, they feel like they are the ones who get to judge and tell you what moves you should make. It's quite strange. Really quite strange. Alright, this wash machine is going to start to go nuts. It makes a loud noise when it's on the rinse cycle. So I'll leave you with those thoughts. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get trolled because of this video. Even if it doesn't get that many views, someone will download it and repost it somewhere else, and all trash talk there or on Reddit, but oh well. I said what I said, and I stand by what I said, because Salafi dudes, they really gotta fix themselves, man. No wonder why Ustad Abu Taymiyyah made that 5-hour Salafi video, because it's like, what the hell, man? And why Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawah created that SP files. Like, I'm starting to notice a trend here. People seem to get really annoyed with the behavior of the Salafi guys. I don't know what it is. But anytime you hear a guy say, I'm Salafi, it's like, oh god, here we go. It's like the person who announces they're a vegan and they feel superior to anyone else. It's like, oh, just piss off. But, again, think about what I said. Have some nuance, and if you're angry, I really don't care if you unsubscribe. I really don't. But if you like the video, share your thoughts and your nuances. And if you disagree, just type like a normal human being and don't spaz out. Okay? Take care, and I'm going to enjoy this beautiful rain as I do the laundry.